Hey Gems, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Gems, I got like, shortness of breath when I started shuffling the cards. I'm like, anxiety. Um, okay, let's see what you have. We have the vessel, the forest, the river, the lover, and the one. And I feel like there is almost this like somebody's like rushing to the emergency room, honestly. Like that's what this energy feels like, because there's almost this like you like when you're rushing to the emergency room, it's because you feel like you don't have much time, like something has happened that's very like not, like if you got in a car accident, you're bleeding out, you know what I mean? And it's just kind of one of those things where I feel like, because the vessel is the idea of build it or break it, and that's that ambulance type energy, right? Of this, like, it's breaking and I got to figure out fast what I'm going to do. Um, and then you have the forest, the one, and the lover. And I feel like there's just this, and it's been in y'all's reads now for forever, right? Are y'all the ones who were talking about energy and how it plays itself out over time, But a lot of times it's because energy is not like a one dimensional thing that you can just like look at one time and explain it. And sometimes you have to go around piece by piece by piece by piece by piece until you really understand what that energy is, right? Cyclical learning. So I feel like there's this idea of wanting to go in a direction, because the forest is the idea of like roads not yet traveled. And there are friends and enemies alike, and it's just kind of this idea of like missing out on, I don't know, because it's the only thing that I have is like an ambulance, like this, like I've got to go, because it doesn't even feel like an I'm missing out kind of energy. It feels like I'm cut open and bleeding everywhere. Get me to the hospital now. I hope everyone is okay. Be safe, please. Okay. I'm so distracted by that energy. I don't know, but it feels like whatever it is that is in this other energy of new directions, and like the lovers and the one, I mean, obviously lends itself to the idea of a relationship. um the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. Well, yeah, okay, so I definitely feel like this is a relationship. I don't know. um Maybe it's that. Why the ambulance? Maybe it's that you are, there's a story playing out in my head right now, I'm sorry. And it basically goes like, there is an ambulance, or somebody wants to call an ambulance, somebody wants to take you to the hospital, but you don't want to go to the hospital. You want to go somewhere else. It's almost that idea of like, just take me home. I've got things to do, right? And I think that because it's like you're going to miss out on your trip. You're going to miss out on your chance. Okay. Gems. Two of Pentacles and Two of Cups. I mean, that came out in somebody else's read. I don't remember who though. Um, I want to say maybe Aries. So maybe you're dealing with an Aries. Have Aries in your chart. But if not, these are general reads, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But It does kind of read as this idea of like somebody who can work with, somebody you can build with, somebody who you can, I think, I mean, the one and the lover, it's just like this idea of like working together, honoring and respecting one another, right? Because people want to talk about honor and respect, but like, what does that mean? Because you only are going to honor and respect others as much as you honor and respect yourself, right? And so if you are, um, I don't know, sorry, I lost my train of thought there entirely. You have the Hanged Man, the Knight of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Um, I think that you're seeing something very differently in context of this relationship, whatever it is, because it's just like I feel like this idea of separation and you seeing separation very differently, um, which I guess would play into the whole idea of just like, just take me home. Because I feel like there's just this idea of being separated, thinking that, like that person would always be there. Um, because that's what the Two of Cups is in this deck is a story of, like a couple who is separated, but, like knows that they'll come back together someday, and just seeing that very differently, right? Just seeing that as like, no, this person is not going to wait around for me. And in fact, I feel like the fact that you would even ask that person to wait for you is insulting to them, and they're that much more done with you. And I feel like you are just like feeling the weight of that, because the Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords is just this idea of like, like I've heard the call, I've been working on myself, um, I again like injured, but still like going because you're like I can't like I'm not going to the hospital, just take me home. That's all. Like that's all. It's just like that's the image, that's the story. However, it resonates for you. Gems. I guess that explains the anxiety, huh? Feels stressful. This feels like a very stressful situation that you're in right now. Temperance, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Well, I mean, the Four of Cups is an idea of not really wanting any, like you have something that's being presented to you, but you don't want it. And I think, the Queen of Wands is like taking action. And I think you or another person is recognizing that like somebody doesn't want you or you don't want somebody. I don't know what side of the story you're on, but it's just this idea of like, I don't want that. Like, why would you think I would want that? Do you see what I see? You know what I mean? And I think somebody else like seeing what you see, right? Was that the stereogram? Um, like that picture popping and you being like, oh God, feeling like you just got punched in the gut. um, because it's like, I feel like it's just this idea of like, no worries, like I changed my number anyways. you know, like any misconception that there would have been, like there's no need for that misconception. The tear, I mean, somebody's upset. I feel like everybody's upset, honestly. Except for that there is a level of disconnect that no, I'm not going to the hospital, take me home. I've got to deal with this. I don't want to sit around and wait for other people to do it. I'll just do it myself. Let's do one more card because I hate ending on that for my gems. The Mentor. Well, I feel like there's a level of understanding, right? It's kind of like that, when people and there are lots of people like this in the world, but they will, and usually they come from very abusive backgrounds, but they will take situations and they will dramatize them into some outrageous event. And it's like, it's really not, like, it's not like that. You know what I mean? And behaving in such a manner doesn't make it more like that. It just makes you dramatic, you know? Like, that was not, like, I feel like, you know, like one of those situations where you're dealing with people and you're like they're like in and out, right? And I don't know. I feel like there are just some of us in the world who, like, people are like, like, our presence just impacts. And it doesn't impact us because we're not the one, we exist in this energy that impacts other people. So we don't experience the impact, right? But when they experience that impact, like it's like, I don't know, what are those memes where like a kid will get, or like somebody will get like pushed over, and it's like they're totally fine, but they're gonna like cry like it's the end of the world, and you're like, stop being a weak ass little bitch. You know what I mean? But that's that feeling of of like, no, I'm not going to the hospital. Like, stop turning something in, like something that shouldn't have been something, into something dramatic and huge. Like, do you not realize how like much of an energy vampire you are? Dun dun dun. You know what I mean? Like, that was a real pretty facade that you had there, but now that I see, just take me home. I have things that I need to do. All right, gems. Well, I don't know. I hope this resonates with y'all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if it does resonate, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.